And now joining me on WION Newsroom, Adya Juneja, who will get us all the insights in the world of business. Nikita Singh will give us all the updates from the world of technology. And Atira Sasidharan will get us all the updates from the world of sports. We begin with Adya for the market updates.
Well, thank you, Diksha. Investor caution returned across global markets as fresh US-Iran tensions reignited fears over energy supplies and regional stability. Well, Asian markets mostly declined as renewed exchanges of fire between the US and Iran in the Strait of Hormuz unsettled all of the investors. Well, US President Donald Trump has insisted the ceasefire remains intact, but warned Iran of stronger military action if a nuclear deal is not reached. Oil prices stayed elevated amid fears of fresh supply disruptions, while markets in Japan, China, Australia and India closed lower. Wall Street futures were little changed after US technology and semiconductor stocks dragged major indexes lower overnight. Well, let's talk about gold now. Gold prices moved higher and remained on track for a weekly gain as investors stayed focused on prospects for a possible US-Iran peace agreement. Markets remained cautious after renewed exchanges of fire between Washington and Tehran tested the fragile ceasefire, though both sides signaled they wanted to avoid escalation. Well, analysts say optimism over diplomacy and easing inflation concerns are supporting bullion prices even as traders brace for volatile moves tied to fresh geopolitical headlines. Investors are also waiting key US jobs data later today for clues on the Federal Reserve's next interest rate decision. And finally, Britain's long-term borrowing costs remained close to their highest levels in nearly 3 decades after weak local election results added pressure on Prime Minister Keir Starmer and the Labour government. Well, investors are increasingly concerned about possible political instability, leadership uncertainty and the country's future borrowing plans. Well, the Iran conflict has also added to market anxiety, with Britain is seen as vulnerable because of its heavy dependence on natural gas for energy and heating. Well, 30-year government bond yields remained near levels last seen in the late 1990s, reflecting ongoing pressure on the UK's fiscal outlook. And that is it from business. Now, for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Well, thanks so much, Adya. First up, education technology company Instructure has reported a second security incident after an earlier data breach exposed student information from its Canvas platform used by schools to manage learning and communication. Now, hackers belonging to the Shiny Hunters group defaced login pages of several school portals on Canvas and displayed a message claiming responsibility for the attack. The group has threatened to release stolen data on May 12th if Instructure does not enter into negotiations or pay a settlement amount. The defaced pages were modified using injected HTML code that altered the login screens to show the hackers' extortion message. Next up, OpenAI has introduced 3 new audio models for developers on its platform aimed at making voice-based AI agents more conversational and capable of handling tasks in real time. The company said that the new application programming interface pushes its system beyond simple transcription and text chat towards fully interactive voice agents that can listen, respond, and act during live conversations. The new models include GPT Real-Time 2, GPT Real-Time Translate, and GPT Real-Time Whisper, all of which are now available for testing in the developer playground. And lastly, Rave has filed an antitrust lawsuit against Apple over its removal from the App Store. The Canada-based software company alleges Apple kicked its video watch party app after introducing SharePlay. Rave said that the removal happened in 2025 under claims of fraudulent or dishonest activity. The company argues the real reason was competition with Apple's own SharePlay feature. Rave is seeking reinstatement on the App Store and hundreds of millions of dollars in damages. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now my colleague Athra will be taking you through some sports updates across the globe. Over to you, Athra.
Thank you so much, Nikita. Here are top sports stories that we're tracking for you at this hour. We'll begin with cricket first. Lucknow Super Giants finally ended their losing streak in the Indian Premier League. The bottom place side defeated defending champions Royal Challengers Bengaluru by 9 runs in a rain-hit clash. The holders won the toss and elected to bowl first. Benchmark century helped Lucknow pile up 209 for 3 in 19 overs in between rain delays. RCB's target was then adjusted to 213 in 19 overs because of rain via DLS method. But the defending champions lost Jacob Bethel and Virat Kohli for a 2-ball duck in the first 2 overs. Then Rajat Patidar steadied the innings, but RCB needed 91 from the last 6 overs before hitting from Tim David, Krunal Pandya and Rumiro Shepherd kept them in the contest. They required a further 20 from the last over, but they only managed to get 10. Lucknow remained bottom of the standings, but they are now level on points with Mumbai Indians, while the Bengaluru are third, having missed the chance to go on top. Over in tennis, now 24-time Grand Slam champion Novak Djokovic has voiced his support for Arina Sabalenka after she suggested that players could boycott the Grand Slams over prize money. The top 10 players are demanding a higher percentage of the revenue generated by the 4 slams. They also want benefit contributions and a greater say in areas such as scheduling. However, Djokovic stopped short of making a direct commitment if he would go on strike. World number 1 Yannick Sinner also admitted that it would be tough to say whether he would boycott a Grand Slam over prize money, but the Italian star admitted that players are not receiving the respect they deserve. Over to some on-field tennis action now. The Italian Open is currently underway and world number 1 Arina Sabalenka has booked her place in the 3rd round. The 4-time Grand Slam champion began her campaign in Rome with a win over Barbara Krejcikova. Sabalenka came into the match after a semi-final loss against Hailey Baptiste in Madrid, but the top seed was dominant on her serve. In Rome, she won 76% of the first match points and won the match 6-2, 6-3. With this victory, the Belarusian has stretched her head-to-head dominance over the 2-time major champion Krejcikova to 7-1. Sabalenka will next face Romania's Sorna Cristea for a place in the last 16. Well, with that, we have come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Diksha.
Thank you so much, Atira, Nikita and Adya, for getting us all the updates from the world of sports, tech and business. And with that, it's time for us to slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. More news and updates will follow on the other side. You're watching Beyond World is One. Stay tuned.